Greetings, Peter Nelson here, founder, CEO of Full Service Property Management. We get asked a lot during this pandemic by people, well, should I sell or should I rent? They're conflicted and not sure which way they should go. Let me give you a few ideas to think on. I'll preface all of that by saying that I am all in on real estate. All right. So I'm just coming from that perspective, not as a property manager. Like I want to talk you into, renting your property out. Because to be honest with you, one more property in our portfolio isn't going to make that big of a difference. All right. I want to do it for your benefit because that decision will make a huge difference, I believe, in your life, just as it did in mine. So as an investor, I'm going to come to you and I'm going to recommend that if you're undecided about it, I would highly encourage you to rent that PBL and turn it into a rental and hold it long term. Real estate is not a short-term play, first and foremost, all right? If you're going to be flipping real estate, you are going to be funding a lot of realtors and making them very happy. But if you are a long-term buy and hold, if you apply a buy and hold strategy to your real estate, you will create tremendous wealth for your family. And we've got a bunch of different videos on that. I'm not going to go into that right now. So I would encourage you to buy and hold the real estate even through this pandemic. And the reason is that this pandemic, people are all fearful because there's a lot of uncertainty going forward. And, hey, I don't have a crystal ball either, all right? So I could be wrong in this. But I've been looking at this, and ever since this pandemic hit, and actually even before it, we have been seeing incredible vacancy rates, incredibly low vacancy rates. And I don't expect that to actually change. I believe because of the economic stratification that is unfortunately occurring in America, the middle class is shrinking. There's a bigger lower class, a bigger class of people who cannot afford to buy anymore. And yeah, I'm sorry about it. I want to change that too. But until there's actually some concrete evidence to see that occur, as that lower class, if you will, is increasing, the rental pool is increasing, and that's driving rental rates up and vacancy rates down. Since this pandemic hit, and even before it, we have been seeing incredibly low, historically low vacancy rates, and I don't anticipate that's going to change. So my hope and prayer is that you will hang on to that rental and for a long time, not just for 3 or 4 years. But if you hold on it for 10 or 15 years, your $500,000 home is going to be worth $1 million or more. And now you've got equity in there that will give you options. So it's a forward-thinking thing. While you are out there working a job, going on vacations, getting your kids through school, doing all that kind of stuff, the real estate is working in the background, quietly building this huge amount of wealth that will give you options in the years ahead. So you just have to have a long-term play to it. And if you will hold out and put a long-term strategy to that real estate, you will be rewarded. I am confident of that. There's always exceptions, and there is one exception to where I would recommend somebody sell. I believe that we're going to enter into a recession. We've been in the second longest economic expansion in American history, or so the pundits have been telling us. And it's not going to last forever, folks. So yeah, you can expect that there will be some kind of recession, some kind of dip. I don't expect that for short term. I don't expect that. But at some point, I mean, things just don't go up forever. If your planning horizon is on the, I would say 5 to 7 year thing, where you're going to be retiring specifically in that amount of time, or there's some other huge event where you might need to be tapping wealth, then you might want to sell. And I would encourage you to set up a fit call where we can chat about it a little bit more. But if your planning horizon is 7 to 10 years or more out, meaning you're not going to be retiring for another 7 to 10 years, there's a very good chance you'll be able to weather whatever recession does come down the pike, recover from that. And typically, in my experience, post-World War II experience has been that markets go down, but boy, when they go down, they come back up, and they never go down as much as they come back up. And, you know, if you were a seller in 08 or 09, you were sitting on the sidelines in 2012 and through 2020 when you saw the market come back with a vengeance. So hope that helps. Again, I'd encourage you to look at some of the videos in our video center. They'll give you some more input. And if you'd like some input on your specific situation, happy to help with that. Just set up a what we call a fit call, or a 1-hour consultation. Happy to share my thoughts with it. I'm, you know, no pundit, but happy to at least give you my 2 cents worth, and from that perspective. So thanks a lot, and hope you this helps you.